everybody, it's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Today I'm here to share with you a really fun video showing you some new and unique ways that you can use the brand new Striped Scallop Thinlit. I love this Thinlit, but I got very excited when I came up with some different ways to use it other than just for cutting. I also found some fun ways to use it to emboss. So it's going to be like a little 3-in-1 tool. Let's get started and I'll show you how. All right, we're going to begin with our multi-purpose platform. All the tabs are going to be down. And one thing I like to do, especially the first time I use this Thinlit, is I like to use some wax paper. It just makes my life so much easier. It helps the releasing of that little itty bitty thin little embossing or the cutting to come out. So I've got just a piece of cardstock there. I'm putting the wax paper on top. This way I can see, I can line up my Thinlit right where I want it to go. I've got my bottom cutting plate. I've now got my top cutting plate. We're going to run this through the Big Shot. Okay, we've run it through the Big Shot. We can now pull this apart. And what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of pop this. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's like bubble wrap fun, okay? You're going to pop all of these little guys out. It really is fun. You can see we're going to start to release all of that. And then this wax paper, look at what it does. It just helps my Thinlit just pop right out with no problems at all. I can get the last of those popped out. And so you don't have to sit there and watch me do all that. Let me just kind of get a few of these popped out. Clean up my mess so you can kind of see just what a beautiful little design that's going to leave behind after I get all those out. Very simple to add to a card. Just use your two-way glue pen on the back and you can attach that to a card. This is what that design looks like when it's done, and I did this one in Melon Mambo, and you can see I just have a pumpkin pie background piece on there. That is what it looks like when you use it just strictly for cutting. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into some embossing, and there's two different ways we can use this for embossing, and we're going to get two very different styles. So the first one I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in a couple pieces of cardboard. This is actually the cardboard that comes in our designer series paper, but listen, a cereal box, a cracker box, any of that's going to work. And I've got two of them, but we do need to run these through one at a time. And I'm simply going to put it together in the exact same way. So a cutting mat down on the bottom, all tabs down, a cutting board or a cutting plate on top. We're going to run this through the Big Shot. Now, I will give you a little tip. I found that I had to run it through 3 times. So you run it through once, and you back up, and then do it again. So we're going to run that through. Okay, I've run that through 3 times. It's going to we're going to pop in the exact same manner as we did. And it's going to release. Remember though, if this was the very first thing you did, that wax paper is what you want to do. But do you see how nicely this is popping out? And that's because that wax residue is actually still on the Thinlit. So it works out really, really well. Well, that's what it's going to look like. Now we're going to repeat that same thing with a second piece of cardboard. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring in my finished sample. This is both of them, and they have been glued together using a two-way glue pen. Again, just simple, just two-way glue pen, and you're just going to hit basically, I just did the outside edges and a couple little spots in the middle, and then I just glued it down, one right on top of the other. Okay, very simple. So this is what I'm going to keep now. I'm not going to throw this away. I'm going to put this with all my other embossing folders, and let me show you how this one works. Coming back in with the Big Shot, I've got my cutting pad down. I'm going to take my, let's do cardstock down first. Then I'm going to take that template. I'm then going to take a silicone mat. This is very important. This is what's going to give it that little push and help it to really get in there and emboss. But I need one more thing. I need 2 pieces of chipboard, or not chipboard, but the cardboard, like I said, that comes in a designer series paper. You're going to take 2 of those, and you're going to put that on top as well, and then our final cutting mat. You got that? So let me go over that sandwich one more time. So we have our paper, our double thickness template. We have the silicone, again, you're going to center that up nicely. You've got your silicone mat, and then 2 pieces of chipboard. And whoops, I forgot to move that tab down. I am so sorry. So you're going to move the top, the one that says tab 2, we need that one out of the way. So we just want tab 1 down. Forgive me for that. I thought something didn't seem right. We're now going to run that through the Big Shot. All right, let's see what we've got. We should have a beautiful embossed image. And we do. I'm going to move this out of the way, and hopefully in this light you're going to be able to see it. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Do you see that nice soft impression that it gives? It's very nice. Okay, now let's talk about how to use the Thinlit as an actual embosser, just as it is. Now this one's going to leave a very, very deep impression, but it's going to give us 2 different looks. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so for this one, again, tab 1 is down, the big one is out of the way. I've got my bottom cutting plate. I have got those 2 pieces of chipboard just like we used before. We're going to lay those down. We're going to put our silicone mat on top of that. That's what's going to give us that great cush. Then my piece of cardstock, and then my my Thinlit. So you're just going to center that on there, make sure it's right where you want it. By the way, there's some little holes in here, and boy, that sure makes it nice because you can see right through them, so that really helps. I'm going to put my top cutting plate on, and I'm going to run this through the Big Shot. Let's see how we did. And I think I may have forgotten to mention this. Very important, leave it to Connie to tell you afterwards, right? It is very important that the cutting blades are up when you use this technique. Oh, so very important, or else you're going to cut through that cardstock and more than likely cut through your silicone mat, and I don't want you to do that. So now let me move all this out of the way again, and look at what we have now. Look at this really great embossing that it leaves behind. I love the dots. Oh my gosh. Now that wouldn't, of course, that doesn't show up when you just cut it, but ooh, is that pretty. Now let me show you the other side. I know, right? I mean, we have these really great thick scallops. What do you think? Now, let me go ahead and bring in the cards so you can see how we used all 3 of these. All right, so our first card, you remember, we just cut out. You know, that's very simple to do. We just cut that out, remembering to use that wax paper that first time you cut it out to make releasing super easy. The second technique I taught you was this one here where we used the 2, remember I had 2 cardboard, I'll get the word, I'm so sorry, 2 pieces of cardboard that I just glued together, and I used that to get that really soft impression, but boy is it beautiful. And then my last card, this is the one where I use the great big thick deep impression. And I want to go ahead and bring in this sample again just so you can see that you can use the scallop side or the teardrop side. So really it's almost like a 4-in-1 if you ask me, because we do get some very different looks there. And I'm telling you what, I think this Thinlit is going to be one of my new favorites just because of its versatility. You know, if there's anything we love around here, it's learning how to use those tools in more than one way. Well, guys, I hope you enjoy today's ideas and today's project, and I hope that you'll give that one a try. I sure do love it. I think it's just a beautiful embossing tool and a cutting tool as well. So I hope you're going to give that one a try. Remember, you can order that Striped Scallop Thinlit, and you can find that at simplysimplestamping.com. I hope you'll swing by my website, check it out, get some other inspirational ideas while you're there. And hey, you can also do any of your online ordering. You can order all of your Stampin' Up! Products right there at simplysimplestamping.com. Guys, thanks so much for being a part of my video today. I sure do appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.